As we approach Christmas, development teams across the flight sim community are giving us their final development updates of the year. Some really exciting news from the DC Designs team as they lay out their roadmap coming into 2023. It includes a C17 and a C5M Galaxy. On top of that, we've got some more FS traffic news from JustFlight, and some news from FlyInside, who of course made the Bell B-47 G2 for Microsoft Flight Sim, the first payware helicopter for the simulator, almost a year and a half ago now. And if you want to win a copy of that, keep an eye out for one single use serial code I'll be sharing in this video for one lucky user to go and claim on the FlyInside website, to go claim a B-47 G2 for Microsoft Flight Sim on PC for 100% free. One of them's up for grabs, but we've also got some news for them, so we'll be talking about that later. And we'll be talking about the upcoming Flight Sim Expo 2023, which is being held in summer next year over in Houston, Texas. I'll be there, and courtesy of the guys at FS Expo in collaboration with the pilotstudd channel, you can get 10% off any in real life registration using the code pilotstudd. So if you'd like to go over to Texas next year and come with us as we go over to America to go to the biggest Flight Sim Expo in the world, stick around on this video to find out more about that. Without further delay, let us get right into this news. Okay, so we'll kick it off with DC Designs. For those of you who are unfamiliar with DC Designs, they've made many payware aircraft for Microsoft Flight Sim on both PC and Xbox. Hopping onto their Facebook page, just yesterday, Dean Crawford over at DC Designs released his Christmas news update that gave us a fantastic look into 2023 with their release list. To quickly go through it, in Q1 2023 we've got the F4 Phantoms coming over, which I believe was the most produced American supersonic aircraft ever made. In Q2 2023 we've got the A10C Thunderbolt 2. Q3 2023 we'll see the massive C5M Galaxy come over to Microsoft Flight Sim. Also in the same quarter, the C17 Globemaster, which will be available via SC Designs. Finishing up in Q4 with the SU-27 Flanker and the P-61B Black Widow. So there's plenty of aircraft that are set to be released in 2023 by DC Designs and their sister studio, SC Designs. Of course, that is a rough guide. Nothing is ever exact with Microsoft Flight Sim, but shall we just roll through them in slightly more detail? Now, the F4 Phantom, of course, a Cold War supersonic jet that still sees, albeit very limited, active use in some air forces around the world today. I believe with the Iranian Air Force. You can see on the screenshot, looks pretty good, but it is really only a model and some textures at the moment, so that's nice. But that will be coming first in 2023 from DC Designs. Then next up, it's the A10. Of course, do I need to say anything more? You know what it is. I remember in my time in the RAF Cadets, which is like a youth organisation connected with the Air Force here in the UK, I used to have some of my friends there who weren't too tuned in to aircraft recognition refer to this plane as the Mickey Mouse plane. I mean, despite the fact how recognisable it is, and therefore how easy to remember it should be, I can kind of see where they're coming from if you took a front-facing view of this aircraft. That aside, it'll be interesting to see this in Microsoft Flight Sim. Of course, the slightly annoying thing is that weapons don't really work in the sim yet, so while I would like to fire that Gatling gun, I'm not too sure if I'd be able to. Moving over to Q3 with the C5 Galaxy, an absolute behemoth in the US Air Force. This one does worry me slightly. DC Designs clearly trying to push out a lot in 2023. An aircraft of this size to get right, with a lot of military systems probably being classified, does mean this won't be the highest quality aircraft, but I guess we will just have to wait and see. Moving over to the C-17 Globemaster, probably the aircraft I'm most looking forward to on this list, despite the fact we've got a acceptable freeware one already out. It'll be great to see this aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim. Realistically, with military aircraft, the only ones that are really going to work properly will be the transport aircraft. Most of them don't normally have that many weapons on, so you're not missing out a fundamental. And it would just be nice to fly this from rugged airports across the world. Finally, with the Su-27 flanker, to be fair, I have to say on this list, this is the one that's looking the most finished, despite the fact it'll be quite one of the last ones released. You really can't go wrong with that Ukrainian Air Force livery, it does look marvellous. And finally, the P-61B Black Widow. This was originally meant to be released as freeware or donationware, but because DC Designs do like to release their products on Xbox all the time, Dean over at DC Designs has said that this will now be budget-friendly payware, simply because at the moment, Asobo aren't letting freeware to be released on the marketplace. I don't know why, really, and I do hope they change that. Dean does say he'd reconsider the pricing model if Asobo do allow freeware on the marketplace, but for now, all of these are payware. An interesting mix of aircraft, all military themed, however, coming to Microsoft Flight Sim across 2023 with DC Designs. I do wish them good luck with it. They're not known for the highest quality aircraft, but they're always pretty good fun, so good luck to them. And I hope if Dean is watching this, he does have a very Merry Christmas. Now moving over to JustFlight with their FS traffic. Now we've been gifted a minute and 13 seconds of JustFlight previewing FS traffic on Microsoft Flight Sim with a special focus on regional traffic. From the A220 to the E195, ATR42 to the much loved Dash 8 Q400. We see it all in this video. They do look pretty good. Of course, people do express some caution with FS traffic for the simple reason that we do have some pretty good freeware options for AI traffic at the moment. However, JustFlight have been keen in the past to make sure this product stands out. I think recently they listed 14 or 15 features that make this a payware level product. Customization is a big focus. You'll be able to add your own AI airlines in, deselect or select airlines you want to see or don't want to see at certain airports, for example. But the big thing here is going to be performance. So far, every single AI traffic application, with the exception of Aerosoft's Simple Traffic, which I daren't call AI traffic really, has had a negative performance impact. Hopefully JustFlight will manage to optimize it in a way where the simulator doesn't really take much of a hit, but I guess time will tell. That'll be the one thing for me that really sells it. And finally, hopefully you've been keeping an eye out on that code. Let's just talk about the giveaway before we move into FlyInside's upcoming helicopter. If you have been keeping a keen eye out for the serial code in this video, head over to FlyInside's website, download their heli manager, let it all load up, head into Microsoft Flight Sim. At that point, it will ask you for the key that I featured in this video, so go on, enter that and activate it. That means one lucky person will be able to get their hands on the helicopter, and a wonderful one it is. This is a helicopter I took a look at a while ago on my channel before it was even released. Good fun. If you like helicopter flying, I hope you enjoy your free heli. Let's move over to the final few bits of news. Now, FlyInside have announced that they are going to be releasing the Bell 206 Jet Ranger for Microsoft Flight Sim. A rather common helicopter in real life will mean it's perfect for flights in Microsoft Flight Sim. They are aiming for the highest realism possible, including the much cared about circuit breakers. Now for some people that seems to be a measure of what is study level and what is not, although I don't like that term myself. I'm sure that will make some people very excited. Sounds also seem to be a key theme here. Going off their forum post, they say they've recorded everything from the doors opening to engine startup from the real helicopter. So from that you can expect a really good job. So I look forward to seeing the Bell B206 in Microsoft Flight Sim, and congratulations to the one lucky winner who managed to go ahead and snag themselves a free payware helicopter for Microsoft Flight Sim. And finally, Flight Sim Expo. I've been lucky enough to partner over there for their 2023 Expo. That means you can use code pilotstudd to get 10% off any in-person visit to FS Expo next year. Whether that just be for one day, either on Friday the 23rd of June, 24th or 25th, or the whole event, you can head over to their website and get 10% off. Now for me, it's quite the commute for getting over there, and it's all in my own expense, with the exception of actually getting into the event, but I am paying for the plane tickets and hotels over there, so it's quite the visit for me. But I'm not just going for Flight Sim Expo, I'll be clear, I'll be going around Houston. So it would be fantastic to see some of you guys over there, the biggest Flight Sim Expo in the world. Hopefully I'll see you next year. Use code pilotstudd to get 10% off any in-person visit. From me today, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to inform you on this Microsoft Flight Sim news video. From me today, that is all. I'll see you around. Goodbye, my friends.